You can't blame fans for being apprehensive about the Batman. Considering how DC film seems to be inconsistent in its output, there's a fear that history could repeat itself here again. However, the Batman is shaping up to be the movie that finally gets the ball rolling in the right direction again. What evidence points to this conclusion though, you may ask? Well, stick around to find out how Robert Pattinson's The Batman will save DC films. To continue with the DCEU or not? That is the question. Whilst Warner Brothers doesn't know if it's in or out in the shared universe business, it's evident that there's turmoil at the studio with the Restore the Snyderverse movement. Right now, the best course of action is to focus on non-connected properties. As it stands, The Batman will be its own self-contained thing, with only a loosely connected HBO Max show in the works. This allows the filmmakers and everyone involved to keep the eye on the ball here, and not look a million steps ahead. Sure, there are probably sequel ideas bouncing around and other spin-offs in the mix, but this film is the number one priority for them. It's the way it should be, really. You know, create the best possible movie first, then worry about the sequels and everything else afterwards. There's an intention to have another 2 movies, but Warner Brothers and the director aren't rushing around and announcing release dates, or taking away the hype from the current project. Who would have thought that the secret to making a good movie is to actually focus on the movie? Mind-blowing concept, right? Despite what Twitter will lead you to believe, a Batman film needs to be dark and gritty. He is called the Dark Knight after all. Even though Warner Brothers seems adamant to move away from the darkness of its superhero films, the Batman is the exception to the rule. Judging by the teaser trailer and all the set photos, this movie shares more in common with the likes of The Crow and Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. You can practically smell the sewers of Gotham City in the pictures, or taste the grime on the walls. Heck, just look at the Riddler's play here. You wouldn't be mistaken for thinking this is a new installment of the Saw franchise. But, and this is a big but, we wouldn't expect Batman to kill or for this to be rated R. It might push boundaries, but it'll be more in line with Batman Begins than Batman v Superman. So, Warner Brothers will get the Cape Crusade at once, while still allowing for a brooding tale on screen. See, it's a compromise that satisfies everyone. Ignore the Twilight Batman comments. It shows more about the ignorance of the detractors than anything else. Robert Pattinson is a talented performer, who has directors from all around the world begging to work with him. But he isn't the only talent in the Batman. Just listen to some of these names: Jeffrey Wright, Colin Farrell, Zoe Kravitz, Paul Dano, and even Andy Serkis. This is a star-studded affair. Every single person involved in this film could be the leading star, so it speaks volumes about the sheer power cast on screen. If you don't get excited by seeing some of the names involved in the Batman, then you kind of need to check for a heartbeat. Look, let's not beat around the bush here. Warner Brothers hasn't had a good reputation as of late, especially when it comes to the issue of studio interference. Stories have popped up left and right of some of the silliest decisions being made, but the Batman appears to be the exception to the rule here. You see, Matt Reeves actually turned down the offer to direct the film at first. He said that if he didn't have complete creative control, he wasn't interested. Eventually, the studio gave in to his demands, letting him do the movie he wanted. Reportedly, he also has the final cut of the film, so we won't be encountering any future Snyder Cut drama where Warner Brothers messes with the final product. Judging by Reeves' work on the Planet of the Apes, the Batman is in good hands here, and he'll be delivering something sensational that everyone can get behind. And hey, he's also doing the brand new Batman animated series, so the studio must definitely trust him, right? But what do you think? Will the Batman be the film that saves DC films and gets the franchise back on the right track? Let us know in the comments. And whilst you're at it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.